Now, last night was the first day of the Republican National Convention, and the first time the GOP was introduced to Melania Trump. That is unless you've read GQ, in which case this is a little bit of a reintroduction to Melania Trump. And if you haven't seen it before, go ahead and Google GQ and Melania Trump, see what comes up. Now, during her appearance, Melania actually gave a speech that was pretty good and oddly familiar. It's almost like we heard some parts of this speech before. Oh, right, from Michelle Obama. Here's a clip that Vox put together showing the similarities between these two supposedly different speeches.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life.
And Barack and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're gonna do.
That you treat people with respect.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And to pass them on to the next generation.
Because we want our children in this nation to know.
Because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that
the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Okay, so that's almost verbatim. Now, Republican National Committee Chief Strategist Sean Spicer saw that and was like, no, that's fine. He's actually going to defend that speech by drawing some comparisons between Melania's convention speech and phrases used by John Legend, Kid Rock, and My Little Pony. Watch.
We had a 2,000-word statement. We're talking about 70 words, 3 passages. Okay, and this idea of plagiarism, if we want to talk about it, let's talk to it. Melania Trump said you work hard for what you get in life. John Legend said work hard to be anything you want in life. Kid Rock said work hard to be anything you want in life. Melania Trump said the strength of your dreams and willingness to work for them. Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony said, this is your dream. Anything you can do in your dreams, you can do now. I mean, if we want to take a bunch of phrases and run them through a Google and say, hey, who else has said them, I can come up with a list in 5 minutes. And that's what this is. I mean, it is really, it's sad that we've taken this amazing moment with the world introduction of Melania Trump and gone through and allowed the Clinton campaign to say, hey, we Googled a bunch of phrases and matched it up to 3 things that Mrs. Obama said.
Because the similarities were pretty stark.
But
you're
you
here
just
back
heard,
to back.
Look, I just quoted Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony. She said something similar too. So did Mrs. Obama plagiarize her? I would never say that. But these are common phrases that were used over and over again. And I think it's an attempt, and I give the Clinton campaign credit because they did a really good job of taking 3 phrases, going out there and trying and matching them up. I think Mrs. Obama gave a great speech. I think Melania Trump hit it out of the park. And to diminish it like this is sad.
No. What's sad here is that the speech was lifted nearly word from word from Michelle Obama. We're not talking about just a couple of phrases, also said by Kid Rock or Twilight Sparkle. I mean, Twilight Sparkle, she said that, for God's sakes. That's not a good defense. It's a terrible defense. And look, the flow of the speech, you listen to it, you could have spliced that together one after the other, and it would have sounded the same speech. And it was the same speech. It was the same speech. It's essentially the same. Now look, you might think that, oh, you're just going after Melania. No. Melania Trump didn't write this. I've actually got no issue with Melania, right? And I actually didn't think that she did a good job reading the speech. Now, the thing that stood out for me, of course, was the change in tone the speech gave. Last night at the RNC was Make America Safe Again night, which basically, to me, was several hours of be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. The immigrants are coming. Benghazi, Hillary Clinton's a murderer. And then we had this nice uplifting speech that, to be honest, was kind of boring. It was boring when Obama gave it, sorry, and boring when Melania gave it, sorry, though maybe it was more boring because we'd heard it before. Of course, immediately after hearing this, I could tell something was off. Why? Because the speech didn't seem like it belonged there. Because it was already given back in 2008. And now this piece of shit wants to defend this blatant act of plagiarism with My Little Pony and Kid Rock. No, fuck this guy. He's a dick. Republicans, man, they'll not only steal your music, like Queen, who didn't exactly agree with their music being played while Donald Trump was making his entrance last night, and now it turns out they'll also steal your speech.